the baseball, because see here, I like to start from the beginning, then we get up to now. So growing up, because that is a football town. So did you ever play on football or not really?
Yep. Yep. I played football. I played from 93 up until 97 when I left. You know what I'm saying?
And what position you played?
I played tight end. I played defensive end. When I got to high school, I played a little receiver, but it was mainly defense. You know what I'm saying? I moved to Gilbert and ended up playing for Gilbert one year, actually, before we went to airport. And I was a receiver there, kickoff return guy, stuff like that.
Oh yeah, good. That definitely pretty good school. Okay, so okay, we get to high school. You know, until you're a nerd kid, you're on the nerd, you're on the right path. You do what you need to do. You move from Batesburg, Leeville, which is the country, to West Columbia, which is a whole different atmosphere. So you say you moved your ninth grade year, right?
Yeah. Basically, no, my 10th grade year. I did the remainder of my ninth grade year in Gilbert. So my 10th grade year is when we moved to West Columbia.
Okay, so 10th grade year. So then, was it 10th grade year? That's when you started like going outside? Or you just start going outside after high school?
I mean, I was going outside during school because if anybody know Batesburg, like, you know what I'm saying, being on the football team don't mean you clean cut. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, not to tell on anybody, but you know, I play games. We were smoking blunts in the woods before we go to the game, man. You know, we were still undefeated. Like, you know,
man,
it was always.
I wouldn't know W. I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we was always outside. Like, I ain't even gonna lie, for a basketball game, niggas smoke a couple blunts, you know. Go put up 14 and 8, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
Like, I've been outside. I've been, I've always been like, you know what I'm saying, around like, the guys per se. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really understand the streets and embracing until I got to Columbia. You know
okay, I got you. So we do that. Then of course after school, we're not gonna go into your charges and like that right now. So we're doing that. At any point in your life, when does music first get introduced? Was it in the house? When does the love for music get introduced to you?
My grandmother, like I said, my grandmother was like real church heavy. Like, dude, I can remember going to church every day. You know what I'm saying? And as kids, you kind of find your space in that building to kind of what you like, so that it doesn't be so bad, knowing that you have to go every day. Yeah, music was it. A lot of my cousins was basically instrument guys. I had a cousin that played the guitar. One of my cousins played the drum. It's kind of my uncle's church per se.
Okay.
A lot of my family members were, the instrument guys. So that I just loved it. Bass, the way bass made me feel. For me, it was the music that kind of gave me my connection to God. You know what I'm saying?
That's real. It's a spoken language. So did you play in the church also?
No, I actually sung on the choir up until 8th grade. You know what I'm saying? I had an okay, decent voice as a kid, so I had a couple lead solo songs that I would do in church.
Okay. Ain't no wrong with that. So pretty much, so grandma put that love of music in you. Grandma put you playing it. So was your grandma? Cause see, my grandma in my grandma's house, how I live, I got two separate. I got a grandma and I got a granny. And in my grandma's house, you ain't hear nothing but gospel 24/7. She ain't playing nothing else but gospel. Or did your grandma she played gospel on Sundays, but she might sneak in a little OG, a little Luther, Did she mix it up?
Grandma was Pentecostal, man. So grandma wasn't playing that. Even when hip hop was first emerging back then, you know what I'm saying? She was so old fashioned. She called hip hop blues back then, like blues playing in the house, like you know what I'm saying. And blues was hip hop in the 20s, like that was But I kind of got that from my other family members, like their daughters, like my aunties, and my uncles and stuff like that. Because I had an uncle who had a car wash, so it wasn't nothing to hear Eddie Murphy or you know what I'm saying, some OJs or Gap Band blasting out his truck on Saturdays or a car on Saturdays. Cleaning them up.
Yeah, and that stuff's still around. Okay, so grandma put the love music in you. So when did you start dabbling into so when you first started music? Did you come in on the production side or you came in on the rapping side? When you came in at music first?
Most definitely rapping side. I can remember one of my partners, man. Shout out to Travis Harris, man. He one of my partners that I actually first started the group with. We talent shows in middle school. That's when I kind of learned I knew how to rap. We started the group called Funk Babies back in like 96, and it was me and him. We would like beatbox. It's like we stayed when I lived in Batesburg, we stayed in the projects called Ramblewood. You know, a lot of people call it Section 8, you know what I'm saying? But you know, we stayed in Ramblewood, so you know, we called him Pee Wee back then, but me and Trav, we got out of school and like be on the green machine, beatboxing, and you know what I'm saying, kind of sharpening our skills and shit like that. Yeah. So that's where that started at, like, you know what I'm saying, middle school.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, cause you know, cause I'm realizing, cause you got me by a nice little gap. See, I ain't graduated until 2005. So man, so you listen to music, you in that golden era, you in that, man, that's like Biggie, kind of the end, Biggie, Pop, not KRS One would have been over, but even that Ice Cube, that's when you was, man, you caught that golden era when you stepped in.
Facts. I was, you know, I can still remember when Pop actually died. You know, that's a live memory. Like I can remember, you know, actually seeing how the world reacted. Because like I said, I stayed in the project, so you know, we heard it on the Big DM on the radio station. So like, you know what I'm saying? I could see, you know what I'm saying, how the world actually felt about him dying. You know what I'm saying? That's something that I take with me, just, you know, as a learning experience as far as music goes. But yeah, you know, I was able to come into that era of rapping when, you know, Pac and Big was doing their thing, but also the South was just now awakening. You know, people like 8 Ball, MJG, you know what I'm saying? UGK was on the back burner.
Two of the most underrated Southern rappers ever.
Yep. And believe it or not, if you listen to a lot of my production, especially in the upcoming records that I've been producing and working with people on, like I just been, especially the last 2 years, I've been doing a lot of sampling. I do a lot of sampling from that era, that golden era of, you know what I'm saying, Southern hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, you know, that needs to be around. That you know what I'm saying? That I don't think that light needs to die. You know what I'm saying?
It shouldn't. Because I was laughing at my kids now. I said, I'm only 34, but it's so crazy that now they are sampling stuff from the 2000s. And I thought I would never see the day that my stuff that I grew up in my era is getting sampled now for these young, I hate to sound old, but these young kids now.
Yeah. Trust me, I follow you, man. Yeah.
Okay, so you coming on rapping. So I did the rap. I know. It's kind of hard because at that time you in Columbia. So what would you say for the rap group? What would you say was y'all highest? I don't know what I say. Y'all peak, like your highest peak, whether that been that performance, you know, just like what was your highest peak in that time for your group?
Well, back then, when I moved to Columbia, it kind of faded away as far as what me and Trav had started. I was kind of on my own, and I was fortunate enough to run into some guys that was doing the music thing. I had 2 separate groups that I was able to be a part of. One of them we called ourselves Versatile, and the other one was basically these guys, they had already had their group called Calico, and it was called 7 Deadly Sins. And I kind of just started, as they was breaking up, I kind of just started linking up with everybody, and then we kind of just got to this thing where we had mutual friends that everybody kind of started forming different groups. So I ended up with a group called Drama City out of West Columbia. And I don't know, you know, if anybody was in the street back then in the early 2000s and up until about 2005. Drama City, we was making a little noise. We had opened up for Lil John and Eastside Boys at the Township. Okay. We had done a couple things. We had done a big car and bike show, and when Deuce Staley had got his first contract with the Eagles, he threw a big party for us at for everybody in Dixana at Carolina Eastman Park. He let us perform then. You know what I'm saying? That's about it for then, you know. Like I said, we had did a couple of mixtapes, stuff like that in the street. Like, you know, we was making a little noise. We was, you know, kind of opening up for guys, car shows, bike shows. I also had a mutual friend called Linwood who used to own Apple Bottoms off of Broad River, and he kind of opened the door for us to perform at a lot of car and bike shows he would throw. You know, kind of give us recognition, you know what I'm saying? But that was kind of our pinnacle back then.
Okay, so at that time, did you have a little? I know at that time, but I know everybody outside still getting how they live. But y'all starting to see like a little rap money. It might be like gas money, but so just a little rap money from the car and bike shows and the.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I honestly didn't start seeing revenue until this term, like as far as me putting myself out, and it still hadn't been no major money. Back then, you know, that was. I didn't understand the game. You know, I did a lot of stuff I didn't know. You know, that's why I'm still doing it because, you know, I feel like it's some things that I needed to do. You know, a lot of people ask me like, "You still rapping?" And it's like, you know, it ain't just per se for me to be like, okay, I want to be known as the best rapper. You know, I feel like I invested so much time back then, you know, doing it the wrong way that I owe it to myself to do it right. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So